Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Today's video, after a day off yesterday, is going to be in 3 parts. It should be something for everybody. The first part, this bit, we're going to have a look at some blooms and just have a chat about some of the things that orchids do differently as far as blooming is concerned. One of which is a concern. And then I've also got a package to unwrap. I don't know whether it's an unboxing or an unwrapping because I haven't taken the outer casing off yet, but we will do that. It's orchid related. It's not an orchid, but it's orchid related, so that's another part. And the third part will be finishing up the clips from my Burnhams visit, which is now over a week ago. And those are the clips of the sales area. So this is the bright and cheerful flashy blooms part of the visit, and that'll be today's video. So let's get on with these blooms then. A bloom we have seen, oh, it's gone all echoey. The difference, I don't know whether the camera picks that up, but this is a bloom we have seen many times because this particular dendrobium is in bloom a lot of the time. Part of that is also the fact that the blooms last so long. Black hair type dendrobium infundibulum, and it's just come back into bloom again. Really good, it's not fully open yet, it will open a bit flatter than that, but really good size, pristine white with the lovely colour in the lip. These are really nice blooms, and these two buds snuck up on me because of the angle of the cane. You can see the cane leans over and it was facing away. So I never saw these buds develop. I didn't know they were there. And then all of a sudden I saw the buds, and not long after the bloom opened. So that's a new bloom. That wasn't there before and it is now. Over here we've got what I find concerning. This Shelob Marie has got quite a few spikes on it. It's now got a lot of blooms open. If you look at this bloom, this one here, whoops, I'm a bit close, that's what the blooms should look like. That's what the blooms should look like. That's not what the bloom should look like. Petal and sepal fused. And over the whole of the plant there's quite a few like that. There's one here, 3 fused together at the top, and yet the one next to it's fine, the one behind it's fine. So this one, there's one here, fused, one here with the wonky one. So not all the blooms have opened what I would call clean. But when it first started to open, the first 2 that opened were not right. And I thought, oh, we've got a problem. You know, so blooms going wrong can be a sign of all sorts of problems with the plant. But now that the majority of the blooms are open, most of them are actually fine. So although it's concerning, you know, it's not as bad as at first thought. We'll have a quick look at the coelogeny because the bloom is opened fully now, and we will worry about that little black bud because that looked like a thrip. Just the one. That's one thing we do not need in here. Yes, so, sorry, that totally distracted me and put me off my stroke. Yes, lovely, again, lovely white bloom, slight creamy tinge and beautiful coloration in the lip. So that's really put me off, that has. Right, coming over here, we've got the one that I got at Burnham's, and this first spike had a lot of blooms open. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And as you can see, the lip has a lovely yellow patch on it. The next spike has started to open and it hasn't got a yellow patch on it. I'm not sure, it might be one of those that changes colour, because if you look at the lower part of the spike, there's a bit more yellow showing. So maybe it's a colour changer, I don't know. But there's a lot of buds still to come on this one. There's a whole spike up the back there. It hasn't even started opening yet. So, yes, so again, bloom's doing something a little odd. And then last but not least, the spike that broke because the fan blew the blooms off, blew the pot off the shelf and snapped the end of the spike. These blooms were not open yesterday. There are 4. This one's not going to develop up here. That's already gone. That was right on the point of the snap, basically, which left 5 blooms, one of which is not open. But the other 4 are opening all at once. Now that's unusual for Oncidium types. They normally open in a staggered phase, starting at the effectively what is normally the biggest bud, the one at the point closest to the plant, and then they gradually open progressively up to the tip, the last ones to open. There's an example there we just looked at. Yeah, blooms fully open at the base, partially opened, and then up to the tip where the smallest buds are. That's normal. These have decided to all open at once. Now I've been looking forward to this because there's not a lot of red in here, and this is a nice red. They're not fully open yet, but they will be probably by the end of today. So yeah, lovely colour. Haven't seen this one in bloom for a while. You're going to want to know what it is, aren't you? It's Oncidium Cheyenne, or Cheyenne, however you want to say that. Basically because it's got AY in it rather than EY, but anyway, that's what it is, and it's a lovely red. So yeah, a look at some blooms, and yeah, the other 2 parts of this video, as I said, the next bit will be an unwrapping or unboxing, it could be both, and then finally I will put the rest of the clips up from Burnhams. I haven't decided whether that's going to be a music bit or a narration bit. I will sort that out once I get the clips into the video and think about what I will do. So there we go, some blooms. Oh, the other thing is, today I will be contacting the guy who grew these, the Deesers. He said leave it till this week because he had somebody coming around on Friday that may buy all of his remaining stock for this year. He didn't know whether that was going to happen or not, but he said leave it until this week when I will know if there's anything still for sale. So I'm going to contact him again today to see if there is anything else, and try and find out if he's still got anything, what it is, perhaps get some names, or better still, some names and some photos, and we'll see where we go from there. And then if he has got anything, and there's some things in there that I like, I will make arrangements to meet up with him and take the plants on board, which will probably be at the Bournemouth Orchid Society show, which is a nuisance because it's not till the end of September. That's a long time to wait, but we may be able to make an arrangement to meet up earlier than that. So to be arranged, and like I've said, or like he said, there may not be anything for sale this year. It might have all gone now. We shall see, so I will let you know. Okay, that's the first bit. Now on to the second bit. Okay, let's see what Postman Pat has bought. Well, actually it's DPD. This company, I think, have decided that amongst the couriers they're going to be the best out of the couriers, not necessarily competing with the post office Royal Mail type thing, but I get text messages, I get updates, and basically I get a notification that it's been delivered, which is quite good because the notification for delivery arrived but the parcel didn't. Luckily the neighbour that it was dumped on came round with it, that's their failing, but then that's a failing really of this address. It's not necessarily the courier's fault. You come down a road that comes to an end, cul-de-sac, and set back from the road are a pair of gates. Yeah? The end of the road is where you park, and up ahead in big letters on a house is 16. Yeah? I live at 16A and B. It's a pair of houses behind gates that are set back, and the intercom is on the right hand side of those gates, so by the time you get to park you've driven past it and you can't see it. So, you know, there is a failing. I think that the 16A and B should be more prominent on the actual gates, not having to walk up to the gates and look to the side to actually see them. But I think what I will do is I will wait until the guy who set up all the security and effectively sort of owns it has moved out, and then I'll be with other people who will have the same problem with deliveries and might be quite conducive to getting the numbers on the gate, very visible from the road, without having to come right up to the gates to see what's going on, which is as it is now. Well, it is an unboxing, I wasn't sure. So we'll get the wrapping out. That's if the sticky stuff's going to let go, or it is, one way or the other. Right, so box. More non-recyclable packaging. Let's let Misery Guts out. Come on then, you just woke up. Right, now we can get at the box. Let's work out where this looks like it comes undone. Here. Knowing what's in here, it doesn't really matter if I open it wrong. It's not like it's a plant and it's going to get damaged. Right, so what have we got then? Well, what we've got is odd, because I've got one piece of newspaper in here that's not achieving. I wondered whether it had an article. Just one piece of newspaper, that's not doing any good at all. Well, at least it's recyclable. Right, and we've got a leaflet from the place that I got this from. Hampshire Carnivorous Plants. The website is Hant's Flytrap. Basically, they've got events in 2024, a list of stuff. That's July, that's gone. Gardener's World Autumn Fair, Audley End House, Essex. I'm not going to Essex. Wisley Flower Show, September. Malvern Autumn Show, not going all up there for a non-orchid event. Right, open weekends. We'll be open from 10 to 4 each day, refreshments provided. So when's their next open day? I could have waited and gone and picked this up myself, couldn't I? The 3rd, 4th and 5th of August, 3 days. Great time to visit the nursery over the holiday period. Plenty of plants to see, plus you can usually count on the weather being good. That's the 3rd, 4th and 5th, so that includes a Friday. I might go to that, we will keep that leaflet handy. Basically it's a carnivorous plants place. So what we've got here is, this is German coarse peat. It does have lumps in it, and this is one of the last places in the UK you can get peat. It's got lumps in it basically, it's not just the pure fibrous type. Now, why I've got 3 I'm not quite sure, unless the packaging size has changed from the advert, because this was being sold in a certain pack size. 1 I didn't think would be enough, 2's probably too much, so I ordered 2, it'll keep, it's dry. And this is what I think went wrong with the Deesas last time. The peat I had was in a bag, wet. It was wet when I bought it, and basically I believe it incurred mould within the media itself, so when I repotted the Deesas, the mould took hold of the plants and they rotted. So this is dry, that's wonderful, because if it wasn't, it was going to go out in the sun and be dried and then stored. It's in sealable packs, so it's going to be kept safe, and this is for the Deesas. What else have I got that would like this? I'll show you. The very thing. And if I go to this open day, you'll see a lot of these and other types of carnivorous plants. So this moss is not meant to be there. It's horrible moss, it is. But you know, if it goes outside, then it's going to get spores from other things, like on my bonsai. But this is my what are they called? Sarracenia, I think. And it's my only one. It was bought as a bit of a... It was bought as a novelty. We had a talk from the very guy from this nursery at the Orchid Society, and he brought along some hybrids for sale. They were £8. So I thought, I'll have one and see what happens. So that knife did stick in, didn't it? So we're bleeding. Yes, so this got repotted, I forget when, but not that long ago. Lots of sphagnum moss. They're bog plants, obviously, so they stand in water. Now, I actually filled that tray with water yesterday, and it needs doing again now. But that's one type of thing that this would be needed for, and this is the other. Oh. My little pinguiculars, which I have quite a few. Now these got repotted and they fared badly. They did not recover very well at all. They have recently started to recover and grow new leaves and are now looking a bit better. I've got probably 3, maybe 4 different types. This type has quite long leaves. I also have some that have, they're more like a little rosette. See, now this one's faring well, it's produced little pups and they're growing on nicely. But they didn't do well after repotting. They're not potted in that grit. That grit's there to stop the crowns of the plants getting too wet, because again, these need a lot of water. So yes, I do have some pinguiculars. They help keep the fungus gnats down. Unfortunately, I've got hardly any fungus gnats at the moment, so they're going hungry. They don't get much food. I might pop them outside for a week or so, see if they can catch something out there. Mind you, if I'm going to get thrips in here, I don't know whether they would actually attract thrips or not, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's what this is for. It's for the Deesas and anything else that needs that acidic base. Now it's strange, I'm going to do a pH check on this. Deesas, where they come from, the water that's involved, because they live on the edges of streams and water runoffs down rocks and things, that water, you'd have a job to get more pure water. It's come down from a mountain top. So it's either generated by mist and fog condensing, or by rain, or by melting snow. It's clean water, and it generally is running. They don't live in stationary puddles type thing, they live where water runs. So relatively speaking, that water's quite fresh. and I doubt, I don't know, that it's got a low pH as a consequence, unlike a true bog plant like that would live in an area where there's stationary water over a long period of time. So it would have a low pH. I wonder what the pH of this is. So I'm going to take a bit out, put it into soak, and then measure the pH of the water and see if it really is incredibly low. Because it's strange that I've read that Deesa's like an acidic media, and peat's one of the few things that they grow well in. There's others that you can try where they might do okay, but they don't do as well. This is the real thing, basically. So why I've got 3 I don't know, unless the pack size has changed. It could be this guy's old school, yeah. It could be that because of rules and regulations, he's had to change his adverts to sell it in litres, yeah. When in actual fact his bags and what he sells is in old money, in other words in pounds and ounces. So to give me the amount of litres that I ordered, he's had to go to 3 packs, because I can't see him actually donating one to somebody he doesn't even know. So anyway, I have 3, that's more than enough. But if you look at it, you look at the size of those Deesa pots, you're probably looking at using that much in a pot that size. That's half a bag gone. Yeah, so it could get used up quite quickly. Anyway, that's what was in the bag. Now on to the next bit. This is the bit that some people will really be looking forward to. It's the last of the clips from Burnham's, their not show area, their sales area, where most of the plants have been bought in to sell on. It's their showy place where all the, everything's in bloom. It's all, presented nicely and right next to the till, conveniently. Right, that's that one done then.
No sign of a slug anywhere. And she said she sprayed WD around the bottom of the box. So that makes it work for her. What makes it funny enough,
You're all right. I got hijacked. And he's got your bag.
Yeah, sorry, I just thank you. Dad was trying to do filming, so yeah.
Do what? No, Lynn's quite happy to get me some and bring it to the garden party. So I haven't got to wait long. I don't need it. I haven't run out yet. Do what? I haven't got to the checkout to find out yet, but that's where I'm going next. I'll get me box and I bet it's gone to 3 figures. Somebody's found a sunny spot. 40 winks in the sunshine. Sounds good, doesn't it?